and this is why I'm a conservative. My parents are immigrants here from China. They came in 1990 and they taught me these values of hard work, personal responsibility, and getting a good education. When I was young, I always felt torn between my Asian identity and what American and mainstream culture wanted me to conform to. I went to a very liberal high school in Princeton, New Jersey. A lot of my friends were very liberal, sons and daughters of professors. They always said, "Kenny, why don't you care about poor people?" And I always said, "I do care about poor people. I want them to learn the skills that it takes to be not poor, to get out of poverty, not to be dependent on the government for their welfare." And that's what brings me to my college experience. When I was in college, I founded the Davidson College chapter of Young Americans for Freedom. That chapter grew from 5 to 50 members, and I became one of the most notorious people on my campus for openly speaking out for my conservative beliefs. I was called names, some racist names. The school newspaper published posts about me that would mock my name. They would call me Benny Lou, even though my name was Kenny Shu. At thinly veiled attacks at who I was, not only as a conservative, but as a minority conservative. But let me tell you, I am not ashamed of being an Asian American, even though the left wants to shame you for being a minority and for daring to think differently. You see, these days and today, the left wants you to believe one thing: their racial narrative. They want you to believe that America is a hopelessly racist and oppressive society, and they want to divide people in binaries: the white people at the top who are privileged, and the black people at the bottom who are oppressed. Let me ask you, does that help black people to tell people that they're oppressed? Does that help our African American community to tell them that they are victims, that they cannot achieve? Asian Americans, too, were historically discriminated against. Chinese people faced Chinese exclusion. Japanese Americans faced Japanese internment. And yes, is there racism in society today? Yes, of course there is racism in society today. And it cuts in many directions. But I believe, and my parents modeled this, and my education modeled this, and I believe this. I believe that anybody can achieve in this country if they put their mind and they test and their fortitude towards it. I believe that as an Asian American, we are people, and we are not just minorities. We are people who believe in this country, whose parents came to this country in search of the American dream, and that is what I want to protect. That is why I'm a conservative today. Because I choose not to abide by the left's victim narrative. I choose not to make my race the deciding factor for my destiny. Because it's not. It's not. It's not your background that determines your destiny. It's what you choose to do with it. And everybody has to make their own choices for themselves. And I choose to live in this land of freedom, to trust that this is a land of opportunity, and to commit my work towards making that a better place and making this place a better place for the world. Because I truly believe that this is the greatest country in the world. So I am an Asian American conservative, and I'm proud to be. Thank you.